One, two, tested. Oh yeah. There we go.
Nice.
Hello.
Bueno. Hola chicos. Voy a estar haciendo la traducción para yo, ¿no? Y así que cualquier pregunta, ya saben.
Thank you for having me, by the way. How many people can understand what I'm saying? I'm going to speak as slowly as possible just to accommodate. I wish I learned my Spanish in school, but I didn't. But it's my first time in Mexico City, by the way. And so far, you guys are chill. I like you guys. I know you party, yeah, but you guys are great. Thank you for having me.
Muchas gracias por recibirlo. Yo estoy muy contento de verlos y voy a intentar lo mejor que pueda con su español, pero eso estoy yo, ¿vale? Ok. Chicos, si quieren hacer una pregunta, algo con lo que quieran empezar. ¿Alguien va a pasar el micrófono?
Ajá, a ver, ahorita vamos allá con el micrófono de la mole para que ustedes puedan hacer sus preguntas. Entonces, apóyenme con su manita. Ahí está, allá los veo. Ok. Vamos a intentar hacerlo de la manera más ordenada. Tenemos tiempecito para todos y cada uno. ¡Saluden! ¡Así! Eso. A ver si no me equivoco. Acá, ¿verdad? Tenemos, a ver, por favor, adelante.
Hola, bienvenido a México. Oye, una pregunta que yo he tenido. ¿Cómo fue para ti el desarrollo del personaje de Finn? Pasa de ser un enemigo de la rebelión a ser parte de ella. ¿Cómo fue para ti hacer esa transición como actor?
I think that was fun. That's what made me love Finn so much. When I read the script for the first time, I was impressed that Finn got to do more Star Wars stuff than anybody else. I got to wear a stormtrooper suit. I flew in a TIE fighter. I had a big Millennium Falcon, chase scene, war scene, which was dope. I used a lightsaber. And so I felt like Finn coming from the dark side to the light side was the most interesting, nuanced, thing about the character, and that's why I was so excited to play it.
Ok, yo nos dice que lo que más le emocionaba primero era hacer todos los poder volar, poder hacer cosas de Stormtrooper, poder usar también un sable de luz, pero que era para él súper interesante esta parte de cómo él estaba en un lado opuesto, ¿cierto?, de la fuerza, y de ahí se hizo un buen chico. Pero más que nada era la emoción de poder usar todas las cosas del universo de Star Wars.
Thank you.
David John, I'm very excited to be here. I wrote one episode because I'm socially, so. Do you think Star Wars benefits more from the grand epic stories like Skywalker's one, or from the smaller tales about ordinary people like trying to survive in this galaxy, this conflict, like Andor or yours at the beginning, for example?
I think Star Wars is so big with so many different stories that both of those elements, to me, feel very important to the Star Wars universe and important to it operating in a great way when it comes to storytelling. I think you do need the unknown characters that are destined for something greater in Star Wars. And I think that that's something that's quite exciting because it's those characters that we follow, right? While at the same time, with Star Wars expanding into TV, it's been good to see much more intimate, grounded stories, Acolyte, Obi-Wan, a few of the ones that are more focused, and that I think is cool. So, you need both. I mean,
Entonces, para allá. A ver, vamos a una pregunta allá atrásito. Y ahorita regreso aquí al frente, no se preocupen, todavía hay tiempo, así que, a ver.
Hi. Wow, it's incredible to just be here in front of you, and I really love Finn as this character, and I honestly think they did a real disservice to your character because he was kind of planning to become a Jedi, right? So hopefully we're going to see you in the next trilogy or whatever's coming as a Jedi. And
That's the key. Whatever is coming. What is coming?
I don't know. Like, we don't know. But
I don't know either. I'm
I-
at the point where I would tell you if I knew that.
Yeah. And my question is, do you think Finn would explore his dark side?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually do. I had like a brief discussion. I don't know who I was talking to. Star Wars discussion, and I really did feel as if after the Rise of Skywalker, I don't know if Finn would be particularly happy with how everything turned out. Knowing that Rey spent so much time chasing this man that was trying to kill her, and she loved him. I mean, when's the last time you let your sister love a man like that? You know, so but I think that is good because movies are supposed to be a reflection somewhat of life, and I think that's cool. You know, sometimes people don't make the most smart decisions. So based on Rey's decision and the connection she feels with Kylo, I do feel there's a chance and an opportunity for Finn to misunderstand the way the Force works and go dark. I think there's a chance for that. I'll whoop his ass.
Buenísimo. Solo nos preguntaron por acá que si creía John que después del ascenso de Skywalker podría Finn explorar un poco el lado oscuro de la fuerza, pero John nos comenta que él piensa que sí, realmente piensa que sí, porque podría no estar muy conforme después de cómo acabó la película, por la conexión que tenía Rey con Kylo Ren. Entonces él podía estar un poco confundido de cómo funciona la fuerza y querer explorar un poco más de esta parte.
I need to get my Spanish up. I'm gonna come back, guys. When I come back, that's gonna be a whole different person.
Nos comenta que en español no parece mejor la próxima vez que venga.
Bueno, voy con una pregunta más aquí al frente. Y ahorita regreso acá atrás. Estoy viendo las manitas, no se preocupen. A ver.
Hi Tom, hi John.
Hello.
Welcome to Mexico.
Oh, thank you, gracias.
No tenía pensado hacer la pregunta, así que lo voy a decir en español, no sé si hay problema.
Dale, no te preocupes.
Sé que eres gran fanático de Star Wars. En varias entrevistas has dicho que tu amor por Star Wars es muy grande. Quería saber cómo empezó este amor por Star Wars y qué es lo que te gustaría que viera en el futuro. Y finalmente, the May the Force be with you.
What made me a big fan of Star Wars was, this reminds me of church. What makes me a really good big Star Wars fan was actually action figures, the toys. When I was younger, I didn't know what Darth Maul was, and I think my mom took me to McDonald's or something, and Darth Maul, the little figure, came with the Happy Meal. So I was just like, who's this guy? This is pretty cool. And then I watched the prequels first, and I enjoyed those as a young kid. And then somebody old came up to me and said, there is original Star Wars movies. And I said, oh, all the way back to 1979, I think or 1977, one of those ones. 77? Yeah. So going back there, I was like, wow, there's a whole universe, but really and truly it was the action figures, the toys. I didn't grow up with the best access to TV and films, so it would be the toys and the stories that I would hear. And as I grew older, I got more and more into it, and now I'm in it, which is crazy.
John nos dice que lo que en realidad lo introdujo a la franquicia de Star Wars, que lo hizo un gran fan, fueron las figuras de acción, empezando por las que veía en McDonald's, y él no sabía que había películas originales de Star Wars. Pero así fue realmente como pudo acceder a la franquicia y cómo se enamoró por las figuras de acción.
Allá, a ver, que hay un par de manitas acá de este lado, luego vengo de este lado y luego voy para allá. A ver, por favor, pasa el micro.
What can you say was the most hard scene to make Star Wars for you?
The running. Time Lord. So imagine being, so underneath the Stormtrooper suit, there's actually a black skin type onesie that you have to wear underneath it. And then it takes two people to put the Stormtrooper suit all over you. And then once that is done, you have to go out into the desert and then run in Abu Dhabi, in the Abu Dhabi desert. So I think that that was really hard to do. But I don't know, it being hard made me feel like I was in a Star Wars movie. I love Star Trek. Actually, I like Star Trek. I like it, it's cool. But I sometimes feel they do too much talking. Whereas in Star Wars, it's very active. It's very like you're always moving your body. And in fact, when I auditioned for the role, that was one of the tests of the audition, cardiovascular energy. How long can you run for? Because if JJ says, we want to do this 28 times, then we have to be able to do it 28 times. So I would just say it was, man, when you saw me in the beginning of that film, I was like, that was real, no acting. So the running.
Ok, voy a este lado porque acá no hemos pasado el micro, así que.
Hi John, how are you? Welcome to Mexico.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I love Star Wars and I like Star Trek too. And my question is, would you like to return a Star Wars movie or Pacific Rim movie?
Oh, and I'll take both if the scripts are good. I don't know what's happening with the Star Wars world. I know recently Kathy retired. Is that what we're called? Retired, or, you know, she's moved on. Why are you laughing? She moved on, and I don't know where the creative path works or how it works in their company. But I think there's somebody else that's going to be in charge. And let's see if there's any interest. But until then, I've really been enjoying watching, and I'm in high anticipation to see what other Star Wars projects are going to come in here. I think they're going to do a good job.
Thank you.
Nos dice que espera poder hacer más películas ya sea de Star Wars o de Pacific Rim, pero realmente no tiene idea de cómo vayan a ser las decisiones que se tomen a partir de ahora.
A ver acá.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you.
¿Qué piensas de mi generación, que casi tengo 50, las críticas que tuvo las tres últimas películas y qué cambiarías o qué agregarías a esa trilogía?
I don't mind critics when it comes to Star Wars movies. I think that when people, especially people who grew up on the originals, what ties you to the originals is the nostalgia of the memory. You know, your dad took you to go see the first Star Wars film. Your mom was there and you went to experience it. There's gonna be, those movies are gonna have a special place, you know, in your heart. And I think that sometimes when you have that experience as a Star Wars fan with those Star Wars movies, that is your experience and your timeline. Now it's the future generation, let them have their experience. Even if you feel like creatively the most recent Star Wars films are not as good, it don't feel like that way to these young people. Some of them actually really like it, and I think that we should all have the access to the nostalgia and all that kind of stuff. Another thing I think is that when I think about Star Wars, for some reason I think about sports. I think about football. And if you're into football and you have your favorite team, let's say your favorite team is Barcelona, Manchester United, whoever, when they lose, you don't stop liking football. You just have a problem with what the manager did, maybe the strike wasn't good, the goalie wasn't good, but it doesn't mean you hate the entire thing. And I think sometimes criticizing is healthy. That's the way we, you know, nerd out and geek out about something that we all love, you know. Who shot first? Or is Mace Windu dead? We need to keep Fisto. You know, that stuff is what makes us enjoy, you know, our experience. So I don't mind, but maybe I have a tough skin or something.
Él nos dice que realmente no cree que lo que nos mueve a los fans de Star Wars debería ser la nostalgia, que lo ve como una analogía del fútbol. Realmente si pierde tu equipo favorito, no por eso te va a dejar de gustar. Entonces realmente es lo que habría que ver más que la nostalgia en las películas pasadas.
Ok, acá voy para acá, de este lado. A ver acá al jovencito que levantó la mano. Hi. My name is
Hi man, how you doing? How old are you?
Fine.
How old are you?
12 years old.
Nice to meet you.
No.
Oh yeah.
¿Cómo se siente actuar en Star Wars?
What's it like acting in a Star Wars movie? It's very exciting. Every day you don't know what you're going to get yourself into, and I think that makes it quite the experience. It's very challenging as well. As an actor, it makes you grow and learn new skills. And to be honest, it's just a very expensive, you probably play with your friends and you imagine yourself as a superhero. So it's just that, but with a lot of money. Where these things can be real. You've got a real lightsaber, real spaceships, and the little boy in me just comes out every morning when I would go to work on Star Wars. I felt like a 10-year-old kid. So that makes you more mature than me. So, thank you.
Y dice que tú eres más maduro porque él se siente como un niño cada que tenía que ir al set a actuar y poder agarrar todas las cosas, los sables de luz, que ya no era fantasía, se volvía una realidad y eso era lo que más le gustaba de actuar en Star Wars.
So sweet. Thank you. Deadpool.
Buenas.
Yeah, is that Deadpool? Yeah. No, it's the other guy.
Deadpool?
It's the Thunderbolt, Russian guy.
Daredevil.
Oh, you're Daredevil.
Yeah.
TV Daredevil. They gotta make differentiations between these costumes.
Bueno, van rápido las dos preguntas. Mencionaba que se acercó a Star Wars por lo que era las figuras de acción. ¿Cuál sería la mejor figura de acción que él ha visto de Finn? La que dijo, esta es la que yo quisiera tener en mi oficina. Y la segunda, la relación que tuvo con Oscar Isaac y Daisy Ridley. Al final él es el que conecta con los otros dos personajes y los otros dos actores. Tan es así que vemos muchos memes de él, pero no de los otros. O sea, él es el punto emotivo de la película.
Action figure, which one did I like? I think I took my family to the Disney store when the film came out, and my favorite one was the talking one, because I grew up owning toys like that. So it was very surprising to me to grow up to have a toy on the shelf in the store, and that to me was very nostalgic. So that would be it. It's a very big, like this size. So I love those. And then the second one was about Daisy Ridley, Oscar. Oscar is very, very jealous of me. Very, very. But he's one of my brother. I spoke to him just last week. And I think what's fantastic about Oscar and our experience is that myself and Oscar auditioned together. So we bonded through the audition, and I auditioned with several different poses. But when Oscar came in, it was just like we had been boys from high school. And I think that relationship transcends and you can see that in real life. Daisy is like my sister. She reminds me of one of my sisters, literally. I have two older sisters. Daisy is the third. So we have a brother and sister relationship. I haven't spoken to her in a while, and I miss her very much. She's building a band, starring in very good indie films and stuff like that. But we have a very brotherly sister bond. And yeah, that's what happens when you work for nearly 8 years on a project to make real films. Adam, we don't know. Adam Driver is so to himself, but I still admire him and would give him random hugs from time to time.
Ok, respondiendo a la primera pregunta, yo nos comenta que respecto a la figura de acción que más le gustó de él fue una que encontró cuando llevó a su familia a Disney World y era una figura como de 2 metros de él mismo y que fue muy surreal verse a sí mismo en una figura así. Y lo segundo es que con Oscar Isaac estuvieron juntos en la preparatoria y pudieron trasladar esa relación a las películas de Star Wars que realmente se quieren mucho. Igual con Daisy, lo mismo, el la ve como una de sus pequeñas hermanas, la quiere mucho. Y respecto a Adam Driver, comenta que realmente... dejémoslo solo en Daisy, pero dice que de un tiempo a un tiempo de repente se abrazaban, aunque realmente ya no tienen mucha relación.
Pregunta de este lado acá, que no habíamos pasado de este lado.
Hi.
Hello.
First of all, well, thank you for coming to Mexico City.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah. And do you have a Star Wars collection?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Hasbro, Lego?
No, from the set.
Oh! That's
Everything. I still think there are some things that Disney are searching for. No comment. But I don't know. I took full advantage of being in such a position of being such a big fan of something and then end up being in it. So there was a loads of times where they were just really cool stuff. So I took it. And then at the end of The Rise of Skywalker, Kathy came to me and she said, you know, thank you for all the work that you've been doing and all the work that you've done. We would love to gift you a lot of these things. And in my head I was thinking, Kathy, I have it already. But I have a lot. I have my gun, my rifle, Finn's costume on each film. I have Poe Dameron's scarf. I have a bit of crates. You know, crate, the red scene in The Last Jedi. I have some of the soil that I put in different things. I have some stuff from Carrie Fisher. I just stole a lot. I'm gonna go to the confession after this. I mean, there's a church.
Cosas hasta también pudo tener cosas de Carrie Fisher y cuando terminó la grabación del ascenso de Skywalker le dieron un par de cosas y él fue como, ¿de qué hablan si yo ya me robé todo lo que podía? Buenísimo, por allá.
A ver, acá. Ay, sí veo muchas manitas. Bueno, voy aquí, lo voy acá.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
¿Cómo fue la sensación que tuviste cuando te confirmaron que ibas a ser uno de los protagonistas de una de las sagas más famosas del planeta entero, prácticamente? ¿Cómo fue?
It was after, at least over 5 months of auditioning for the role, and I had waited for such a long time that when I finally received the role, I was just very grateful, very, very grateful and very thankful. I'm a believer in God, so for a long time I have been praying, I've been fasting, I've been doing everything I needed to do. I was training. Disney also was helping out with the training I needed to prepare. Even during the audition process, so it felt like the studio were very supportive of me in it as well. So I was really happy. So by the time I got it, I was so happy to tell my parents because I could finally tell them that I had a steady job. You know, that conversation. So it was really good, really good.
Y pues responde que le tomó 5 meses poder prepararse para la audición solamente y simplemente estaba demasiado agradecido. Entonces lo primero que fue es correr con sus papás, decirles que ya tenía un trabajo estable y que estaba muy muy contento por eso. Pero en realidad él cree mucho en Dios y simplemente fue muy agradecido y rezó muchísimo para que le dieran el papel.
este lado, porque ya pasamos de este lado, acá no hemos pasado. A ver.
Hi,
Hello.
my name is Giovanna.
Nice to meet you, Joanna.
So glad to see you here.
Thank you.
I want to be a filmmaker.
Oh,
So, from your point of view as an actor, I'd like to know what is the most exciting part of you on a Star Wars set. Thank you.
the most exciting part about Star Wars then? I think what gets you really excited is when you read a scene in the movie, and let's say the scene says, Finn crash lands from space, is in a downed TIE fighter. And you're like, cool, we're gonna go film that tomorrow. All right. And then you get on set, and it's a crashed TIE fighter. You know what I mean? It's like loads of costume designs, so much detail being put in to the set design, the way everything looks, and I think that gets me really excited because it just makes me feel like, wow, I'm in a real movie, like a real blockbuster movie, and that has always been nostalgic and cool to me. So I really enjoy it. And the food. The food is good.
Thank you.
Giovanna le pregunta a John qué fue lo más emocionante de estar en el set de Star Wars. Y realmente John nos contesta que era leer las escenas antes de llegar a grabar al set, poder leer las escenas y ver que iba a volar y hacer cosas extraordinarias. Y de repente al día siguiente decía que entonces donde él estaba volando se estrellaba. Y le parecía demasiado extraño, pero realmente toda la preparación, toda la parte de que le pusieran los disfraces, el maquillaje, que eso lo hacía sentir que realmente estaba en una película de verdad.
Y a ver, ¿quién más tiene una pregunta por acá?